Instacart was one of the many tech companies that experienced huge growth during the pandemic. When the world shut down, consumers turned to digital platforms to purchase goods and have them delivered to their door. Global e-commerce sales rose $26.7 trillion in 2020, making up 19% of retail sales, up from 16% in 2019. If you don't know by now, Instacart is a platform that allows consumers to shop for groceries online and have them delivered. What originally started off as a consumer app back in 2012, Instacart is now a growing B2B service for grocery retailers and CPG brands for advertising. What you might not realize is that this is the ultimate product Instacart is selling. You, the consumer, your profile, habits, and data, all serving retailers, but more importantly, advertisers. Instacart made $740 million from its ads business in 2022, which was 30% of its total revenue that year, which was $2.5 billion. This ad revenue is crazy and is multiple times larger than most tech companies that go public. And now it's Instacart's turn to go public. Its valuation has fluctuated between $10 to $20 billion, which is actually down from its highest valuation of $39 billion back in 2021. While this company has seen a ton of success lately, Instacart struggled to land its foot in the grocery industry during the early days. From having a mere $10 million in revenue in 2013 to now having close to $3 billion in revenue, the company has come a long way. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Dark Mode Digest, where we explore today's most important topics in tech. In this episode, we'll delve into the early struggles of Instacart, its unique business model, its explosive growth during the pandemic, and how you are Instacart's ultimate product it sells to grocery retailers and brands. Stick around to the end as this is a juicy one. Here we go. The idea of Instacart is pretty simple. When you want to buy groceries, you place an order through its app. Then a personal shopper is assigned, shops your items, and delivers them to your door, all without you ever having to leave your house. This idea got started just as the gig economy was booming, with companies like Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, and DoorDash ramping up. Instacart was founded in 2012 by Apoorva Mehta, a former Amazon employee, and his friends Max Mullen and Brandon Leonardo. Apoorva realized that while many people were ordering takeout and other products online, groceries, a significant part of our lives, were still primarily purchased in store. So he thought, why not bring groceries to people's doorsteps too? Apoorva became the company's first CEO, and he actually had tried and failed 20 other startups before Instacart. These included specialized social networks and games. So when he started Instacart, he took a big gamble on it. He and his founders went through Y Combinator during the spring of 2012, in which they were able to get their first round of funding and build the earliest version of the app. They launched in San Francisco in June 2012, where they focused on serving just a few neighborhoods with a promise of getting your groceries delivered in under 2 hours. The crazy part when they launched was that they didn't even have any personal shoppers. This wasn't a concept back then. For every delivery request made, they used Uber to fulfill these. They relied solely on word of mouth and eventually hired a team of personal shoppers so that they could scale to demand. Word spread around Silicon Valley about this new grocery delivery startup, and Apoorva and his team had to scale operations to capitalize on this buzz. They grew to over 200 employees by April 2015. But as I mentioned earlier, Instacart faced so many challenges in its early days. The first struggle for the company was actually building out their catalog of items for their shopping app. The average number of items in a grocery store was about 25,000 items. They needed to bring a majority of this online at a time when not many stores had an online presence. The second was actually getting grocers to say yes to a partnership and bring these items online. These businesses have historically been reluctant to use any new technology due to the owners and managers being of the older generation, and that they already have such thin margins. Adding any more costs to their P&Ls just didn't seem reasonable. The third challenge was determining the right pricing for its service that would be beneficial to all parties of their marketplace: the grocery store, the personal shopper, and most importantly, the consumer. Now, they actually have a fourth party, which is the CPG brand, but more on this later in this episode. Grocery stores already have such thin margins on their products. Most of the time, they lose money on their products when sold on such a small scale. Instacart was bleeding cash in the early days because they were subsidizing the cost of their items to keep their prices low in order to grow consumer demand. As time progressed, they began increasing fees, which resulted resulted in increased prices for consumers. The personal shoppers, however, got their pay reduced, which resulted in many shoppers boycotting the platform. They went from an average of $7 base pay per order to just $4. The fourth challenge was meeting regulatory policies per city. Grocery stores even began demanding standards shoppers should abide by when shopping in their stores. Things like how they dress and when they can listen to music. The biggest regulatory challenge Instacart faced was how it classified its personal shoppers. Instacart classified them as independent contractors with the benefit of them clocking in their own hours, giving them work-life flexibility. There was and still is a nationwide push across the US to have these workers as full-time employees. This obviously would balloon up Instacart's costs since it would have to offer employee benefits. This is still an ongoing battle for the company and all of the gig economy apps like Uber and DoorDash. The last big struggle for the company is to ensure a high order accuracy rate. Essentially, making sure what the customer ultimately receives at their door is 100% what they ordered. Uber Eats and DoorDash already face this issue with restaurant food delivery where orders are only a handful of items. But for Instacart, it's for groceries where the average basket size is more than 10 items. This is a very difficult problem to solve. The company has taken strides to solve this by adding substitutions and ensuring its app catalog accurately depicts grocery stores' inventories by building better retail technology and having stronger partnerships with those stores. Instacart is a tough business. As you'll see, it's now in a four-sided marketplace. Let's delve into this marketplace and how it makes its money. Instacart serves four stakeholders: consumers who use the app to purchase items, shoppers who purchase and deliver those items, retailers who provide those items, and brand partners who fight for ad space in the app. The Instacart app aggregates local grocery, retail, and convenience stores for on-demand delivery and pickup. Customers browse and purchase items to have them delivered within a few hours. They purchase from stores like Target, CVS, Kroger, and Wegmans. This is where Instacart gets most of its money, from transactions the consumer makes. Instacart takes a delivery fee of $3.99 on orders over $35. It also takes a service fee which varies depending on your location and the number of types of items in your cart. These transactions made up about 70% of its revenue in 2022, which equates to $1.8 billion. The company also has a membership service called Instacart Plus, which costs $99 per year and offers free delivery for orders over $35. Shoppers on Instacart's platform work flexible schedules and choose when and how much they work. Instacart has built technology to make its shopper workforce as efficient and as effective as possible. It balances supply and demand to ensure there are always enough shoppers to fulfill orders promptly. Shoppers make money from their base pay of $4 per order, which dropped from $7, and 100% of the tip. Instacart is known for improperly treating its gig workers, which is why you see shopper-initiated campaigns like #DeleteInstacart. Shoppers have a love-hate relationship with the company. The third party in Instacart's marketplace is the retail store. These stores were reluctant at first to sign up with Instacart, but now, after many years of growth and hard work, Instacart has developed a strong, active consumer base that's proven to be very attractive. Retailers have grown interested in using Instacart to grow their reach through new sales channel on an established marketplace, facilitate on-demand delivery, and gain valuable consumer insights to improve their business. Instacart has now expanded beyond its marketplace model to become a viable technology partner to retailers with the launch of its Instacart platform in 2022 to help with online storefronts, fulfillment and logistics, brand ads, and inventory management. The last user of Instacart's massive marketplace is the brand partner. The company appeals to brands by providing a new platform for advertising and exposure. Brands can reach new customers and promote their products, helping to increase brand recognition and drive sales. Instacart has unbundled the core services it provides in its marketplace model in order to increase demand for businesses that want to leverage its digital properties to retain direct relationships with consumers and speed up their digital transformation. Next, let's talk about how Instacart went from a struggling paycheck to paycheck business to a high growth company that smartly capitalized on the pandemic. Until recently, the grocery shopping experience had remained mostly unchanged and stalled for decades. The increasing demand for convenience from consumers and, of course, people staying at home during the pandemic created an opportunity for a more frictionless and personalized shopping experience for consumers through online delivery. In 2021, the global online grocery market ballooned up to a valuation of $285 billion. In the US in 2023, digital sales account for 12% of the $1.3 trillion US grocery sales. Since its inception, Instacart has faced a ton of challenges, from lawsuits on misclassifying its shoppers, heightened competition from Amazon, DoorDash, and Uber, and a ton of product and growth challenges. Instacart has raised its fees, lowered shopper wages, had multiple rounds of layoffs, and even experienced a down round in its valuation. All signs indicate that Instacart was scrambling to get its act together. But then came the global pandemic. As all of us stayed at home to avoid getting the virus, we naturally turned to apps to shop for essential goods. During the early days, we panic shopped. Remember the toilet paper shortage? Here's the breakdown of Instacart's revenue over the years leading up to the pandemic. You can see in 2020, Instacart basically doubled its revenue from 2019, going from $737 million to a whopping $1.5 billion. The company also saw a surge in new shoppers as people were looking for extra income. It added around 300,000 new shoppers in the first half of 2020. In 2022, Instacart hit $2.5 billion in revenue, and in 2023, it's on track to hit $3 billion by the end of the year, with its B2B service growing exponentially. Let's dive into this. In the summer of 2021, Instacart's CEO at the time, Apoorva, tapped one of the top female executives at Meta to be the next CEO. Fiji Simo was the VP and head of Facebook app. During her time at the social media company, she helped design its advertising business and helped scale Facebook as it transitioned from a private to a public company. She was the perfect person for the new CEO role, as Instacart was eyeing an IPO and looking to build out its ads business. Fiji officially joined as CEO in August 2021 and has hit the ground running ever since. In early 2022, Instacart launched a new product called Instacart Platform for its retail partners. It consists of a suite of e-commerce technology to help them build out their digital storefronts, end-to-end fulfillment technologies, in-store hardware and software to help them run their stores, ads, and customer insights. For Instacart's ads business, it made $740 million in ad revenue in 2022, and this is a 29% year-over-year growth. It provides products, tools, insights, and automation to help brands of all sizes grab consumers' attention. This tells us that Instacart is becoming more of a B2B ad company, where it's ultimately selling you, the consumer, to retailers and brands, similar to Meta and Google. It's actually a smart yet standard playbook taken from social media companies. Start with a consumer-facing product. In Instacart's case, it started with grocery delivery. Then scale it to tens of millions of users. Use this data to attract businesses to jump onto the platform. For Instacart, it's able to appeal to more retailers because they want that extra sales channel and consumer behavior data. Lastly, sell all this attention data to advertisers. But why even go down this B2B advertising route? Because it's more profitable, and Instacart has a massive opportunity here to capitalize on its multi-dimensional marketplace. In this graph, you can see the breakdown of Instacart's order economics. Instacart takes in just 6% of the order value in profits. Selling its B2B platform to retailers and ad spots to brands adds an additional income source for the company, which would ultimately improve the consumer experience and further grow demand for the product. It's a virtuous cycle. This is what Fiji was brought on to spearhead, and I think she's killing it. Instacart's success has been predicated on creating technology-driven logistics hubs and leveraging grocery stores within close proximity to consumers. The average US citizen lives less than a mile away from the grocery store, but this short distance can be a significant source of friction for many. Instacart's growth since the pandemic indicates its product market fit and validates its go-to-market playbook. Innovating in the grocery industry is tough. You need a ton of cash to burn and the right mentality to hustle through all of those challenges. For Instacart, despite all its challenges and onslaught of competition from Amazon, Shipt, and Uber, it used its $3 billion in total funding intelligently, fighting through regulation, scaling its operations, improving its products, and growing its business. The crazy thing about Instacart is that it's only in North America. So, is Instacart the future of retail? Has it changed the way the world shops? Will it get bought by another big player like, say, Amazon? Let me know what you think in the comments below, or check out my other mini tech documentaries.